First of all, let me congratulate all the students of NEET who have scored good marks, and those who have not scored. Still, it's okay. You fought well. You did well, and let's get on to life in a positive way. So, last time I think there were a lot of questions unanswered, which I think I had on my WhatsApp. But then, if you are online, maybe let's see today what questions we want to answer. Now, I think I had uploaded a video of a father and son, a remedy which is very, very important to know. I had a very interesting case, where the child used to always dream. The father and the child had a very good relationship, but the child used to dream that he is, quarreling with his father, he is angry with his father in his dream, and maybe in his dream he used to find that the father did not recognize him or did not take him as his child. This was a very, very horrifying dream which the patient had, and the patient was surprised as to how come he had this type of dream. He was studying outside for his engineering actually. I thought maybe it was because of homesickness and XYZ, and we gave medicine, did not work. As I was reading the Mater Medica, I found a very, very interesting symptom in the remedy, which word to word matched with the patient's symptom. There's a remedy called as Crotalus horridus. Yes, Crotalus horridus. And we normally think Crotalus snake remedy and all the snake symptoms we see. But Crotalus horridus has this symptom where the child has a dream that the father is angry with him, and because of that, the father does not recognize him as a child. Such a interesting and such a unique symptom of the remedy. I gave the patient Crotalus horridus, I think 200, and gradually then 1M, I think, in a span of 3 months, everything was normal. He was doing good in studies, and everything, that depression, the loss of sleep, the anxiety, everything came to normal with 2 doses of Crotalus horridus. Again, I always wanted to share this because there are some remedies which are fixed in our mind for some fixed symptoms and fixed disease. If you have such fixity in mind, then you will not be able to use such remedies in a very deeper sense. So be an unprejudiced observer, even in Mater Medica and even in the case taking, as the master said. Good afternoon, Dr. Navjot. So this is very, very important. So while reading, these type of remedies, there was one more remedy, which was very close to this. That remedy has a symptom, the patient is frightened easily from indefinite things. Now, indefinite means, what happens when you're not sure about something. Means indefinite means you're not sure about something, and that for a long period of time there are no fixed and indefinite. And if you go in the Mater Medica and the patient feels that he is frightened because of indefinite things, there is again only one remedy, and that is Crotalus cascavella. And we have a lot of other symptoms of Crotalus, but this symptom and one more symptom, that the patient has, a delusion that he sees black skeleton. Now, just a metaphor for this rubric is that it is not only the black skeleton. You can also take in this symptom, that person's appearing black and very, very frightening. This type of symptom if a patient has, then the remedy becomes Crotalus cascavella. So I hope you understood the exact meaning of Crotalus horridus and Crotalus cascavella. So Crotalus horridus, I had made a video about this. I don't know whether my assistants have uploaded the video or not, but do listen to the video of Crotalus horridus. Very, very interesting symptoms I have spoken about Crotalus, which I have encountered or seen in my practice, and which has given me very good results. So good afternoon, Dr. Disha. As you go further, now Crotalus cascavella, there are other symptoms also, but this symptom was worth sharing because it was close to Crotalus horridus in that case. Now, a patient came to me, there was a symptom of, albumin in urine. It was plus 4 plus, and the patient had taken a lot of medicines with no results. While taking a case, welcome Dr. Babel, and we just completed Crotalus horridus and Crotalus cascavella. Crotalus horridus, I'll be putting that video. I hope the video has been uploaded in my YouTube. I don't know. So I was telling something about albumin in urine. So that patient was taking other medicines, allopathy medicine, other medicines. He was not better with albumin in urine, and he came to me for treatment. Of course, after taking the whole case, I got the remedy phosphoric acid, and phosphoric acid also has a good indication, but the patient did not have any change, and the patient also had diabetes. So diabetes, albumin in urine, phosphoric acid. I thought the case would do well, but the patient did not get result. Last month when he came to me, I just saw some symptoms and I prescribed the patient Alexon. So the patient just came yesterday, and I cannot say to my surprise, but when he came to me, he said, "Sir, the protein, the albumin in the urine is now normal. It is 0. Alexon 200 single dose in 1 month, and the patient was much better. In fact, the albumin count, the protein count is 0. So sometimes what happens that, in fact, if you see Alexon, it is made it is a chemical which is used to create diabetic rats, so that the reversible diabetic rat, it acts on the beta cells, and so you can test diabetic remedies. And Alexon is ALLOXANUM, Alexon. So it is a chemical which creates temporary damage of the beta cells, so the animal becomes diabetic, and the allopathy drugs are proved to understand its efficacy. In the same in homeopathy, Alexon yesterday came, the report was normal. There are few symptoms that you must remember about Alexon. First of all, whatever happened just now, the short-term memory in Alexon is very bad. There is weakness, I can say, weakness for what had just happened. This is the first symptom of Alexon that I had seen in my practice. Good afternoon, Dr. Bharat, Nitin. Second, sadness. When the patient is sad, and surprisingly, when he is alone, he feels better. That is the important symptom of Alexon, that when the patient is sad, but when he is alone, he feels better. Or you can say weeping and the patient is alone, he feels better. Okay. One symptom that I have seen in Alexon, I have read in a lot of books, that is corpse, CORPSE, coming alive after funeral. The patient thinks that way. And frog in the bed. These 4-5 symptoms I have seen of Alexon and seen in my clinic also, that has come in practice. Otherwise, there are a lot of symptoms of Alexon. You can go and read Mater Medica. But this case which I solved about protein in the urine of a case, the patient is much better now. I hope you understood Alexon. Yeah. As you go further, now if you see albumin in urine, there are a lot of remedies. In fact, phosphoric acid, I have treated so many cases of albumin in urine. In fact, there is a case of childuria where the patient used to pass only milk-like urine. It was like milk, he used to get me. And the patient was suffering for the past 10 to 15 years. And sometimes it used to get blocked. And then the doctor used to drain the urine, and the doctor lastly told him that you have to go for an operation because there's a sac which has been developed, and that's why the urine keeps collecting there. Single dose of acid phos. The patient is still with me. I've repeated acid phos 200 1 ml about 3 to 4 times. He's been me for the past 2 years. I've cured that case of childuria. So I was very sure in this case acid phos, but that's why I keep telling, read your Mater Medica every day. Every day in a remedy you get something which will help you in your practice. further going in this albumin in urine, there was a case that the patient told me that I had suffered from malaria. Now the malaria is better, but now I have started getting albumin in urine. I have no, it is Alexone, Allxoane. You can get that in Julian Mater Medica. It is recent in Julian Mater Medica. So I'll just complete this. So he had malaria, he had taken the treatment, he was much better, but then he came to me for albumin in urine. He came after 4 months and said, Doctor, I've got albumin in urine, how can you help me? Again, we repertorized the case. After acute disease, after acute illness, I started carbovites, nothing happened. I again repertorized the case. I gave the patient, lycopodium, nothing happened. There is one symptom in a remedy. You can never guess that remedy also, but I was reading Mater Medica. Urine albumin after acute disease. Urine albumin after acute disease, and the only remedy in that is, which? Colchicum. So colchicum 200 and I cured that case. So this is the importance of understanding sometimes the disease, how does it originate, and elements from. How did the patient get the disease? There has to be something which has led to this type of symptom. So Alexone, colchicum. Just one more case before I basically move into other cases. One more case, where the patient was suffering from albumin in urine. The patient was a homeopathy doctor. Even the husband and the wife both were homeopathy doctor. The wife was the patient and he had taken homeopathy and a lot of other allopathy medicines, no change. The patient came to me. In case taking, I found the wife was very arrogant, very aggressive, very angry personality, and whatnot. I thought his husband had given the case, then the wife gave the case, and they were telling that the anger and the problem was so much that at one point of time they were thinking of divorce. And they had come to me with that intention only, that they were not gelling together and they were basically planning for a divorce. Not because of the disease, but because of the temperament. Any guesses which remedy would I have given? Anybody? They were from our village. My friend referred that case to me. He's also homeopath, and the patients were also homeopath. Taking a lot of medicines from good doctors, but there was no treat. They did not get the relief. Any guesses which remedy comes to your mind? Anybody? Which remedy comes to your mind? And how do we enter that case? That is very, very important. Anybody? Yes? So if you don't know, you can always tell me, and then I can go to the further explanation of the case. Whenever we find angry remedies, it clicks in our mind. Angry remedy means chamomilla and nitric acid and hipparasulf and tarantula, nux vomica, aconite, anacardium. So these petroleum also, these were the remedies you can think about. So I definitely gave, yes, I'm telling you. So I definitely was thinking about these 4 or 5 remedies, but I thought that if he's taking treatment from very good homeopath, he might have covered the case and XYZ. Now, what symptoms I asked? The most symptom which, what symptom you, this is a question from, the Skype. So, somebody has given the question. So, if possible, ferrum. Ferrum you can think about, but more angry remedies, more than ferrum. Ferrum has a different type of anger, but angry remedies, if you see, it is like chamomilla or metallica, anacardium, nitric acid, nux vomica, staphylos aureus, tarantula, epismel, arsenic, very, very important remedies. I prescribed the patient atropine pura. Believe me, the patient called me after 14 days and said that he was not happy. The patient was suffering from lymph nodes all over the neck. He said, "Sir, lymph nodes are better, but the most important thing is that the anger of my wife has subsided so much that the marriage is absolutely fine, and now we are not thinking about divorce." Yeah, atropine pura. And now we were not thinking about divorce. One of my friend who had referred me, he called me, and when the patient came to me, they were happy because the marriage was the marriage environment was very happy. They were least concerned about the lymph node. The lymph node were better, so this was better. And both of them wanted to know the remedy. I said, it was the first month, so I said, let the Hering's law of cure come, and then I'll discuss the remedy. Now, what symptom I think there was one case of atropine pura which I had discussed in the YouTube. I think Dr. Disha might have, I had asked the question. Atropine pura. So, atropine pura, ATROPIN, pura, PURA. There were 2-3 symptoms which I found very, very important in that case. First of all, when spoken to often turns the head to the wrong side. You can ask, from here, they will turn the head there. The anger is so much. This is the first symptom you must think about atropine pura. Second symptom, please note down, this I have found in many of cases, the head is very hot. The head of the patient is very hot. Hot, you can say hot, not very hot. Third, the face is hot and red. If it is hot and red, atropine pura. If it is only red, then belladonna. Are you with me? Are you with me? This is very, very important, doctors. This is very important. Sometimes, you are with the remedy, but not the remedy. And great desire for open air, but in the same time, very weak in the open air. Both are atropine pura. Atropine pura has cured the case. In fact, I had a call also. They had a lot of itching on the neck. And because they are homeopaths, they also know that you don't have to do anything. So this was the case, atropine pura. Let us go forward. Anal fissure, constipation, weak digestion, IBS remedy. See, important is that in IBS there are a lot of symptoms which you have to take care of. But anal fissure with IBS, of course, first remedy would be nitric acid, second remedy would be sulfur, third remedy would be Naxomica, fourth remedy would be nitric acid, fifth remedy would be chamomilla, sixth would be lycopodium, lot of other remedies. You have to have some symptoms so that I can get to the remedy, doctor. Good afternoon, sir. Age 56, pain in the back side of right knee, radiates to the ankle joint, worsen movement and walking. See, whenever you get, please remember that whenever you get these type of complaints where the patient has radiating pain, and especially post-menopausal pain in the joints, walking, I have found a lot of cases, two things very, very important, these type of cases. Sometimes, we can prescribe the best remedy, the minimum remedy, but the patient does not get relief in her complaints. I have seen in my practice, husband and wife both were fighting, and then I said, and husband said something and she said, you answer. It was like that. So these were the things which and the husband used to feel very embarrassed, the ego used to get hurt. So these were the symptoms which I took for prescription. Because I knew that if she has taken from good homeopath, this remedy must have been exhausted. That's why I gave the remedy. So whenever you are prescribing on knee complaints post-menopausal, sometimes your indicated remedy is right, but you are not able to get the result because two remedies are very, very important. If that lady has hypothyroid or a strong history of hypothyroidism in the family, do give an intercurrent or start the case with thyroidinum. Second, if that lady has no problem of thyroid and still has a problem of knee, you feel your remedy is right, then you must give the patient progesterone, either 200 or 1 m. Either start with, open the case with that, or as an intercurrent. I have seen in lot many of cases this helps our remedy to work fast or to start its action. In your case, if I would say that the remedy, sorry, the question has gone up. In your case, it is if the remedy, if you are asking, in your case, you can think about China, you can think about Phytolica, Lycopodium, fluoric acid, and Jupiterum perfolatum also, and Simesifuga also. But remember, thyroidenum and progesterone, when to give. Sir, a 55 years man is very sensitive to cold, hip herself helping little, please help. Now, I don't know how and why you have selected hip herself only for cold. There are a lot of other things also that you have to think in the constitution, why the patient is reacting so much for cough, cold and coryza. Okay. In this case, you must think about, if you only want the remedies, tendency to catch cold very easily, there will be lot of persons who will be able to answer this question. But still, see, tendency to catch cold, of course, if you see Allenskino, tuberculinum, the patient does not know why and how did he catch the cold. Most important thing. Okay, tuberculinum. Second, of course, you must think about hypersulf. Third, do think about sulfur. Fourth, do think about sister scan. This is a remedy which has given me very, very good results. Then you can think about Cilicia. Then you can think about Orendo and Eleusipa. Yes, Doctor, I did see that also. So there are some questions which have scrolled up. If you could write it again, then I'll go to the. I hope you understood something, Dr. Pandey. These are the very, very important things to understand. Otherwise, you'll be only limited to that, Hiparsulf and all the remedies which are chilly and all the remedies which have cough, cold and coryza. So do think about these remedies also. So I was telling something about albumin in urine. I hope I was clear. That remedy atropine pura, I just wanted to share this remedy because sometimes rare remedies, sometimes we miss out and we keep trying remedies because there is redness of the face also in belladonna. Belladonna is also angry, belladonna is also very violent. So the picture matches belladonna, but some symptoms, the hotness of the face, the turning of the head and the hot head, sometimes you have to think beyond that, and you can think about atropine pura. One remedy also that came to my mind in that case was petroleum. So do read petroleum when you go home, because that also is a remedy which is very important when there is albumin in the urine. We never think of that remedy. Okay, so I hope this albumin in urine is okay with you and you have got some insight about the remedies and treating these type of conditions. In general, if you see albumin in urine, there are about 8 to 10 medicines which I have found useful in my practice. Acid phos, glonine, nitramur, nitram carb, rustox, aurum mur, I think, aurum metallicum, sorry, epismel, arsenic. These are the remedies which have been used frequently as a polycrest. The rare remedies or short acting remedies also there: Solidago, Squilla, Sabina, Merck cyanide, Helonius. In fact, I had a case where I treated that with Calmia latifolia. That also got treated with for albuminuria in urine. So let us go forward. You can ask some questions. I hope this part is clear, everybody. Navjot, Dr. Babal, Pandey, and Dr. Pandey. I hope you got this right, Disha. So these are the very, very important things that you have to remember in your Materia Medica. Just one thing I would just like to add. I had a very interesting case, same with albumin in the urine, and the patient used to say that whenever this albumin in urine increases, I get pain in my kidney region. So actually there is no relationship of albumin in urine of 1 or 2 plus and pain in the region of kidney. but the patient had presented that symptom. And while reading Mathematica and going to the repertory, I found the remedy Calcarea ars. My dear friends, Calcarea ars. Calcarea ars is a fantastic remedy. Do go home and read Calcarea ars. Otherwise, you will limit your use of Calcarea ars only to slightest, stress causes emotion, and then emotional cause of Calcarea. That is there. But this also, that the kidney region is very sensitive because of albumin in urine. The remedy is Calcarea ars. Otherwise, Calcarea ars, the slight emotion causes palpitation of the heart. We prescribe Calcarea ars, it is a definitely good symptom. But this symptom that the kidney region is very sensitive when there is albumin in urine is also Calcarea ars. I hope I am very clear with that, everybody. If you find something very interesting, you can tell me thumbs up or something, so that I know that I am speaking to an audience. Otherwise, I think that I am speaking to the computer. So do always give your inputs and feedback so that I can also improve my make you understand better. So there was a question on WhatsApp in continuation with albumin in urine. There are a lot of cases who come to our OPD, especially in pregnant ladies. In pregnant ladies, where there is albumin in urine. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Disha, Dr. Navjot. So in pregnancy, the albumin in urine is very difficult to treat because a lot of other doctors don't treat the orthodox school of allopathy medicine because you can't give a lot of medicines. And homeopathy has a very interesting role to play. So first of all, I'll tell you some remedies which I have used in my practice, albumin in urine. The most important remedy, epismel. One of my favorite remedies for hydrocephalus. When I went to Germany, I presented that case of hydrocephalus cured with homeopathy, and how the symptoms of the patient matched with epismel word to word. The only thing is that you have to keep reading, that is very important in homeopathy. So epismel, albumin in urine in pregnancy. First epismel, second Mercor. Why I remember Mercor, why? Because a lady came to me, she became pregnant after 8 years, and in the second month only the albumin started coming. And the lady was so much terrified, that if albumin urine is there and what will happen, will the pregnancy have to be aborted and what not. And she was very hyper and she was very anxious. As usual, I went to the Mathematica, I took the rubric of mind and anxiety, fear. I called up the patient after 15 days, nothing worked. The albumin urine was +1, it became +3. And I thought, now what to do? The patient was so anxious, 3 marking anxiety, 3 marking fear, 3 marking anticipation. And as usual, we start with the mind symptom and there was no result. Does it happen in your case also? Every time we take the mind symptom and sometimes it does not work, So I went to the repertory and saw the remedy albumin in urine during early months of pregnancy. My dear friends, I just prescribed the patient Mercor 30. The patient came after 1 week and the albumin count was 0, cured. How easy homeopathy is. How easy it is. It is we who make complicated. You see the case, you see the symptom, you see the elements from why it is happening, how it is happening, and the remedies in front. That's why Mercor is in my mind from that time. I never thought Mercor. But the mind symptoms were not working, so I came to Mercor. I found on the repertory, Mercor cured the case. In the whole pregnancy, she never had albumin in urine. Just so, sometimes the pregnancy is very nice, everything nice. In the 8th month, the patient develops albumin in urine and the paniciness starts. And the doctor says that if that is there, then we have to do C-section, XYZ and all. That also, when I had an experience of treating that case, albuminuria early in pregnancy, I got to the repertory, I saw the rubric albuminuria late in the pregnancy or end of pregnancy. The only remedy was, my dear friend, phosphorus. Again, I prescribed only phosphorus 30 in the case, and that case, same after 1 week, no albumin in urine. This is such a beautiful, So Albumin in hypertension. Very nice, Dr. Navjot. You have. I was going to take this. I had a similar case, albumin with hypertension. You prescribe the patient Viscum album. Viscum album is the remedy for you, Navjot. Viscum album, albuminuria with hypertension. So, my dear friends, it's already half an hour up, and thank you for joining me. And I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoy sharing my knowledge with you. Thank you so much. Until next Saturday. Thank you. And before we close this session, we pay homage to those who have lost their lives in the deadly plane crash, and pray that the families and dear ones find strength to bear this irreparable loss. Thank you so much for joining.